Hi, how are you, everybody? It is Wednesday, September 8th. Armani and Edwards, the bottom line on Woodward Sports Network. Mr. Braylon Edwards, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing good, man. I am finally back into my Instagram account. Ladies and gentlemen, I re-own.
Where's the roar?
I am the different 17 on Instagram, so I really can put out the bottom line and things that we're doing. I can really get out there on social media, so I'm excited.
Braylon, this is weeks of a hack situation.
16 days.
Oh, my goodness.
16 days, but, everybody was patient. I apologize to the people that my hacker sent out. Basically, it's a scam. Now, what they try to do is they send a scam type of a post. You click on the post and it tells you that you have copyright infringements and your account might be canceled. You have to fill out the form and et cetera, et cetera. And it looks very professional. But they got me and they tried to send a bunch of blue checks in my DMs. But I'm back. We're good. I apologize if you fell victim to it too. But here we are.
Oh, and always smiling. Tom Mazaway is with us as well.
Don't say hi to that guy. I can't wait, man. This is going to be a show today.
This has been an incredible.
Maz and Edwards are going at it today.
Oh, man, if there was only a camera in the pre-show meeting. My goodness, Tom. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great, guys. Looking forward to a happy Jeter Day, by the way.
It is Derek Jeter being inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
First ballot.
Jeets.
Yeah, Jeets.
It's so tough to be first ballot Hall of Famer, man. Like in baseball, as we're MLB. Here's a quick Jeter story. So the 100 game, Michigan versus Ohio State, my junior year. Guess who was on the sideline of that game? Jeter, Posada, and what were the Giambi?
The Giambino.
Yes, Giambi. And this was right before everything happened, but he was on there along with Desmond. Jeter was so cool, so nice. I scored my first touchdown, and I'm coming off the field, and I'm amped. But he's one of those figures that you break character to see. He was like, keep doing number one.
Man, so. He's a huge Michigan football guy too. I mean, I had the privilege of interviewing him one time where I really kind of stood out, and he was just the most gracious, best guy ever. Loved Jeets. Texted Maz last night. I said, Maz, can you give us something a retweet? And he's like, yeah, I'm on Twitter now. I'm crying over Jeter videos.
The crazy thing about it is they took us out that night. So Posada, Giambi, and Jeets, they took us out to Studio 4 that night. And I didn't drink. I didn't start drinking until I was 21. So we go out. I'm 20. It's my junior year. They take us out, and he offers the drink. And I'm like, well, Jeets, I don't drink. And Giambi was like, oh, shut up and have a drink. I was like, well, I mean, Giambi told me I had to have a drink. So first drink I ever had, and the last one until I was 21.
Look at that. Yeah. Big show today. Maz, you're smiling over there. What do you got? Nothing.
Just happy.
Just a big smile.
Yeah.
So want to fill you guys in on a little something we were doing earlier today. Braylon, I hope you're okay with me saying this. So
go ahead.
The great Alex Mayer over here. Alex, wave hi. Say hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
Alex!
So Alex is a real student over there. We love Alex over here. And
he goes to some school up north.
Yeah, he's like, Ryan, you're 42 years old. I said, yeah, I'm 42. He said, what would you tell your 22-year-old self? Which is a great question, which kind of caught me off guard.
Gatorade and Tylenol.
Yeah, right. It kind of caught me off guard, but one of the things I said is, really take that 22 to 26 year of age and kind of focus on your career and almost look at it like, maybe you got a friend going to medical school or you got a friend going to law school. Your friend got to go into a master's program.
Yeah.
Like, take the next 4 years and do that. And I said, I made $15,000, $15,500, my first television job in Cadillac, Michigan.
At what age?
I'll never forget it. At 22.
At 22, okay.
So Braylon walks in the room, and he says, you want to know what I made at 22?
I wasn't trying to be that guy. It was just funny.
It was a funny dichotomy.
So when I signed my contract finally after the holdout, it was check for 1.5.
And it's all public record, so it's not like we're exposing them.
It was 1.5 was the first check I got, and then weekly it's only 61.
Like 1,500 or
no. This is the real 1.5.
What's the weekly?
This is the real 1.5.
This is the real 1.5.
But yeah, like Matt said, so back then the rookies all made the same weekly. So no matter where you were drafted, like you had your signing bonus and you got bonus, you got the bonus money, but your salary was the same as the guy that went in the 6th round. It was $6,100 weekly, and then I got another 2.0 in November. So I got like 3.5 by from August to December.
It's a phenomenal start to a career. 22 years old, and he would have made a lot more than that if the NIL would have happened when Braylon Edwards was playing. So, story of the day, one of the many stories of the day today. Matt Ishbia, the president and CEO of United Wholesale Mortgage, has broken this news, saying that every single Michigan State football and men's basketball player will sign an NIL deal with United Wholesale Mortgage. This becomes the most wide-scale NIL arrangement in college athletics and could be a major selling point for the Michigan State Spartans. 133 student athletes on MSU's football and men's basketball team will get $500 a month throughout the year, and that's separate from what Mr. Ishbia did back in February when he donated $32 million to the athletic department at Michigan State. This is a big deal, in my opinion, to Michigan State.
Yeah, that's $6,000 a year. I remember being in college, and I had 4 parents, and my parents always took care of me. They always made sure I had. But there were times where you can use a little extra. There's gas, there's grocery, there's rent, there's clothes, there's things you want to do. You want to take young ladies out. So I think it goes back to what we talked about with BYU. Is you're going to start seeing this where teams, boosters, former alums, sponsors of institutions, they're going to start putting plans together like this to make their team look a little more stand out. Like it looks a little more exciting. Like now I was thinking about going to Wisconsin, but now I'm like, hey, you know what, this Matt Ishbia guy said that I could get $500 extra a month. My only question about it is it's twofold. One, is there going to be any blowback because it's only a men's deal?
Thought about that. Like one of the first things I thought about, actually.
Like it's no, and we understand that we understand that men, like they make the money for institutions.
They generate the income.
That. Football and basketball pay the rent.
Yeah,
100%. So I get that, but the culture we live in, we know the day that we live in, society today, like everything is about equality. So I wonder, is there going to be any blowback on that front? The women. I think the other front is, will there be any compete? So let's say an athlete, basketball, football player at Michigan State, let's say he has another chance to broker another deal with a company or a corporation similar to United Wholesale Mortgage. Like, will there be something where you only can do it or receive it, etc.?
Yeah, will there be an exclusivity?
A non-compete.
Yeah, in exclusivity. I mean, I would imagine if you're doing this, if you're going to accept the $500 a month, then you cannot go to a different mortgage seller. Yeah. But you could go to a car company, or you could, have another sponsorship with somebody else, not within that field. I would assume that, and maybe that's a question that we can ask at some point.
And that actually gets hairy, and this, not to cut you off, Ryan. I remember when I signed my deal, the reason why I held out so long when I was trying to sign my contract with the Cleveland Browns is the president, John Collins, when he was there, which wasn't for long, he came in and he made all the players sign a sponsorship kind of deal where everybody, basically the sponsors that sponsored the Cleveland Browns, they got first crack at all the players on the team. Well, my marketing agent didn't want that to happen, so we didn't. So I go back to this is, is it going to be a deal where they're only getting $500, but let's say Kenneth Walker, who's a stud, a bona fide stud, let's say a competing company comes to Kenneth and says, hey, look, we want to pay you X, Y, and Z, which is way more than that $500. Can he take that deal? Or is he stuck into the deal that Matt Ishbia and obviously Mel Tucker in Michigan State have in play? That's something I would like to get to the bottom of.
Do the players have to take the deal?
Yeah,
Agreed. Is that one of the questions? But look, this is a big deal, I think, for Michigan State. This really separates them. And we talk about how is college athletics even going to be recognizable? College athletics as we know it, will it be even recognizable 5 years from now? It might not be recognizable 2-3 years from now.
This is for walk-ons as well.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Say BYU. Yeah, BYU, they're paying for the walk-on staff.
Yeah,
so
the tuition. And I think really, if you look at what Matt Ishbia is doing for Michigan State, and this is how the game has changed. And I support this, by the way. I think this is phenomenal. This is exactly what was intended, in my opinion, when you gave these players the ability to make money, which I have always thought they should be able to make money on their own name. These colleges, these universities, these head coaches, you could go see Nick Saban doing a Geico commercial right now. Just go change the channel, and I'm sure you're going to see Saban on a Geico commercial. Why can he make $2 million doing a commercial, but a college kid that is helping him win national championships, he can't make any money? So I'm in favor of athletes making money. My point about this is, do you think that Matt Ishbia, and I keep using Ishbia's name because he's the guy that did it today, but you could insert any company. If you've got a guy like Ishbia, can you say, hey, Imani Bates, a one-and-done guy, here's $2 million. Go help my man Izzo win his second national championship, which has long been.
What do you think they did in Memphis?
Yeah.
Some guy paid him to go to Memphis. That's just the way it is. That's it. That's why he's in Memphis. We just haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, and I think that, but Braylon, this puts Michigan State on par, I think, with the Alabamas. When you've got a guy like Ishbia, you don't have anybody out there that you cannot compete with.
Yeah.
He levels the playing field for Michigan State, and I think if you're an alum of Michigan State, a fan of Michigan State, man, you got to be feeling really good today.
Yeah, they're putting some power behind Michigan State. They're really representing for the green and white. Let's call a spade a spade. He's $14.5 billion in. He's $14.5 billion in. And I hear what you say about somebody paid Imani Bates at Memphis. I don't know necessarily if that's the truth all the way around, because everybody's trying to pay Imani Bates. Everybody knew this NIL was in play. Anybody in any school could have procured him for whatever they wanted to, but he chose to go to Memphis, I think, because of Anthony Hardaway, what they're building there, the young coaches, and then they bring in Rasheed Wallace, and they also have Larry Brown. But 14-5, man, that stacks up with anybody. If you tell me, hey, this is what we have backing us. And he's only one of. There are a lot of other notable
number of them.
Alums from Michigan State that have money. You start throwing money around like that, you start to force Michigan's hand. You force Ohio State's hand. You force Wisconsin's hands. And it's like, which side do you want to be on? If you don't want to go the route that we're going. So now students say, hey, you know what? They don't want to be like we are. So I'll just go to Michigan State, where I know they're putting the money where their mouth is, and I can play, make a good money, get an education, and potentially get drafted.
Everybody in Ann Arbor are calling down to Miami right now. Mr. Ross, are you available?
Ross, Fred Wilpon with the Mets.
Right.
They call all the heavy hitters.
Hey, Fred, Wilpon.
Google CEO is a Michigan guy.
Okay, guys, there was another major story, in my opinion, today, and I can't believe we're still talking about it, but it is involving the Fab Five. It involves Chris Webber and an apparent apology that he got. Are you kidding me? We'll talk about that next. This is Armani and Edwards, Woodward Sports Network.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Oh, feel that, Braylon Edwards.
I like the beat.
This is a story, Braylon, that I cannot believe we're still talking about. But it is the gift that keeps on giving. And
Number 4.
I actually felt like a little bit mad today when I first heard about it. And let me put it up for you. This is Chris Webber, who's going into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Here's the quote from Webber today in a wide-ranging interview with ESPN's Myron Metcalf on the heels of being inducted into this year's class of the Basketball Hall of Fame. Here's the quote. I was told by the athletic director at the University of Michigan that he was sorry. He needs to apologize to the 18-year-old Chris Webber because we didn't protect him. End quote. I'm still, Braylon Edwards, trying to figure out what Ward Manuel is apologizing to 18-year-old Chris Webber for. Do you know?
First of all, there's nothing to apologize for, so I don't care what this quote is talking about. Let's call it a spade. Chris Webber was taken care of by Ed Martin, who was a huge booster in the late 80s, in the early 90s for the University of Michigan. He passed away. That's why they banned the banners. That's why he took the banners down, the Fab Five, and kind of tried to erase their legacy, is for the money that they took from Ed Martin, correct? Everybody vouched up and fessed up for what they did in their part, except Chris Webber. Chris Webber chose to alienate himself from the other 4 members of the Fab Five, which is the greatest faction in college NCAA history in basketball. Chose to alienate himself and kind of stay distant, and he's this spoiled brat that you just keep saying, and we'll talk about him again in my Man Chill Out segment, but he's just a spoiled brat that left Detroit, went to Country Day, and there's always had people running behind him and wiping his backside. Like, what are you apologizing to him from? Like, I think the fact that they're apologizing to him, 1, he doesn't need an apology, 2, he doesn't deserve apology, but 3, it's more so, let's apologize to C. Webb, let's get him back in the fold. Jay Howard is the head coach up there in Ann Arbor. Let's try to make all right in the world with the Fab Five in our basketball program. And I understand that, but he doesn't deserve an apology. From a business standpoint, I have no problem with it, but him actually deserving apology for what?
Chris Webber to me is a big baby, and that's all he is. Why he is still whining about something that he chose to do.
Yeah.
Chris Webber decided to take the money and lie about it. Chris Webber decided to alienate himself from the rest of those teammates. It was Chris Webber who really threw guys like Jalen Rose under the bus and didn't even bother to get the license plate number of the truck that just ran over him.
To sum up Chris Webber, you can sum him up in this one story, Ryan. In the 2013 in the NCAA championship, right? This is Michigan playing against Louisville. Fab Five, 4. Actually, all five Fab Five, that's a tongue twister. All 5 players were at the game. They all were at the game, present and accounted for. 4 of those players, Jimmy King, Ray Jackson, Juwan Howard, and Jalen Rose, sat next to each other in the stands, in the bleachers, directly behind Michigan's bench. Somebody was invited by the other 4 members, but chose to say, I'm not coming. Then last minute says, I'm coming, gets a suite, gets his own suite. I think it was a TNT suite or TBS. Yeah. They're brother companies, whatever. Gets a suite, stays in the suite, waves to them. And they have the infamous video of Jalen looking back and waving up at Chris, but it was a joke. That sums up who Chris Webber is in so many words.
And honestly, to me, Ward Manuel.
There wasn't space.
Look, Ward Manuel, if he did apologize to Chris Webber, and there's nothing that leads me to believe that Chris Webber is lying about this, although I don't find him to be that truthful about many things.
Right.
But
he doesn't have to lie about this.
But I just don't understand what Ward Manuel has to do. I mean, what does the University of Michigan? Chris Webber, I will speak to you. What does the University of Michigan need to do for you, sir? Seriously, Jim Harbaugh invites you to the field. You get a nice, beautiful roar. Ward Manuel apologizes to you. The Fab Five is begging you to kind of come back in to the fold here. Juwan Howard talks beautifully about you. Our guy Jimmy King is ready to race and give you a hug. Jalen Rose, who you've completely thrown under the bus, is ready to do the same for you, who was excited to tell you that you were in the Basketball Hall of Fame. What do you need to have happen, sir, for you to let all of this go? I mean, seriously, what a baby. And by the way, Braylon, if I may,
please.
I remember the Fab Five. I love the Fab Five. It was Jalen Rose who was painted the thug, the kid from Detroit, the bald head, the baggy shorts, the black socks, and then you had this really nice kid from Country Day,
the
just
elite of the elite.
the most precious little thing that you could ever find in Chris Webber. Who turned out to be the thug? And who turned out to be the really good kid? You know, I mean, like, come on, dude. You're the one that took the money. You're the one that lied about it. And Jalen Rose, meanwhile, is back here creating schools. This is just mind-blowing to me, this whole thing about Chris Webber. What a baby.
Yeah, I don't think either one of them turned out to be thugs.
Well, no, but it's a metaphor.
I had to have you back on that one, though. You know, this is cancel culture, so I had to have you back. I had to have you back.
Right.
But neither of them ended up being thugs. But it goes back to this. This
is cancel culture.
I had to have you back, man. I had to have you back. It's very similar to babies and dogs. Like, you ever go to somebody's house and you show someone has a toddler or a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old, maybe even up to 4, and you're not paying that child any attention. I'm talking about no matter his or her best efforts to get into your face or get into your whatever you do, you're not paying that child attention. Same thing with the dog. Like, you walked in and acknowledged the dog, but you're not scared of it. You're not paying attention. What does that baby and what does that dog do? They run up on you. The baby will jump up on your lap, will try to talk to you, get you to play whatever game that they've just learned, try to get you to play it. Dogs are legitimately put their head in your lap, lick your hands, etc., because they want you to touch them because you're not giving them attention. That is who Chris Webber is. When you don't give him attention, he's the one that disappeared from Michigan. Like, after things that happened, and I understand he may have had a mental deal with the whole timeout deal. That happens. Now,
Maz's got something to say about that timeout.
That's
deal.
real. I understand that, but you disappeared, and then you left, and you didn't. Nobody disinvited you, and then when you had your chance to come back, like after, and this is before the banners got brought down, he wasn't around. Then the banners got brought down, he really stayed around. I stayed away. Then Ed Martin died. Then they came back and they apologized, and he tripled down. He didn't come back. It took Jim Harbaugh, who should be focusing on football, to bring Chris Webber back into the fold. Like, he's an annoying character because he's so great. Like, Chris Webber is one of the best power forwards of all time. He's the best. He's
a very good player.
He's the best player to ever come out of, I would say, Michigan in any sport. Like, if we're just called
really.
Like, he's the only
Charles Woodson.
He didn't come out. I'm talking about the state of Michigan, high school, state of Michigan. No.
Okay.
And even if you wanted to go, well, no, see what's over him. But if you're talking about high school football, he's the #1 player ever out of Michigan. He's the only #1. Well, we only had 2 #1 picks, him and Jake Long. Chris Webber's the #1 player ever come out here. Jerome Bettis, Braylon Edwards. I mean, list goes on. He's the #1 player.
Derek Jeter.
Jeets never went to Michigan, though.
But he's from Michigan, though. To this point, I still take Chris Webber.
They could have signed him. I mean, he was ready to sign.
I still would take Chris Webber, but I'm just saying, like, that's who he is. But he's always been a baby.
Yeah, I'm done with the Webber situation, dude. I mean, come on, like, get over it, man.
Michigan basketball it never really left. Like, Beeline did an amazing job with Michigan revamping, kind of setting up the culture. It dropped off a little bit, but Jawan and Coach Howard he's brought back the Michigan program in a major way. If they don't lose livers last year, they'll win the national championship because I believe they matched up well against Gonzaga. Gonzaga didn't want that smoke. Like, Michigan basketball is good now. Like, they're back in the fold. There's something to talk about. I don't need to focus on Chris Webber in the past.
Do you think though too? And I got to take a break. But do you think that Webber's been quote unquote allowed back in since 2013, right? Because it was a 10-year dissociation. I mean, we're sitting here in 2021 still talking about.
He just got to the Hall of Fame.
Like
one thing about Michigan is smart. This is no disrespect to my school. Michigan is smart. They're a smart school. They're a smart brand. The War Manual gets it. Michigan Regions gets it. Who just got into the Hall of Fame this year?
Right, you don't want to be the Detroit Lions where Calvin Johnson isn't thanking the organization.
Who just got into the Hall of Fame this year?
Yeah.
Who's the head coach right now?
Right.
Like, who's kicking butt on ESPN?
Yeah.
They're not stupid.
Right.
And I'm not mad at him for it. I'm just mad that he feels he needs an apology.
Chris.
I'm not mad at Michigan, but I'm mad that he feels I'm offended that he's offended.
I'm offended that everybody's offended.
I'm on board.
Right. Yeah. All right, gang. I think we may have it. Braylon and I got into it about the 6,000-yard passer a couple of weeks ago. And there is a prominent name on the bandwagon. You will not even fathom who Peter King says is going to throw for 6,000 yards this year. We'll have that for you next. Armani and Edwards,
Peter
the
King's
bottom
never
line,
right, so
Woodward
take that
Sports
with a grain of salt.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Hey, everybody, it's Maz for our good friends and studio sponsor, MyBookie.ag. It's winning season at MyBookie, and they want you to get in on the action. College football in full works right now. You can bet them all. Michigan, of course, taking on Washington in the Big House this weekend. MSU defending the Den against Youngstown State. And the Lions trying to knock off the 49ers in the NFL opener. Heck, this football tomorrow, the Patriots and the Cowboys. You can do it all at MyBookie.ag. Use that promo code Woodward, and they will match your first deposit all the way up to $1,000, dollar for dollar. That's your money to keep. If you put $100 in, they'll match it. You put $1,000 in, they'll match it. All at mybookie.ag. Parlays, straight, future bets, it's all there. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. And gambling problem? Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 800-522-4700.
I love how it's like the best promotion for gambling and betting online, and MyBookie, and right after that is, you got a gambling problem.
You got to say it, right? It's like
it's like what is it? The Surgeon General on like the cigarette
commercials, or drink responsibly, stay thirsty, my friends.
Yeah. Come get drunk.
Yeah, right.
Uber home
if you need a little help. We got you, guys. Peter King, famed writer for Sports Illustrated for so long, and now Monday morning quarterback. Is he still Monday morning quarterback?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Okay,
still does that. That stands alone.
Yeah, it's his own standalone. He has picked the Los Angeles Rams to win the Super Bowl, and he says that Matthew Stafford will win the MVP and throw for 6,000 yards passing. And I just wanted to forget about the Stafford MVP and the Rams Super Bowl for a second, because this was such a hotly debated topic between you and I, Braylon. Just the fact that this is even a potential out there.
Yeah.
I believe Peyton Manning's record is 5,400 yards.
Yeah, Stafford threw for 5,200.
Yeah, and Manning back
54.
in 2013, I think it was, threw for 5,400 yards
and
plus.
Got smacked in the Super Bowl.
Exactly. But the 6,000-yard passing idea is something that is like out there now with the 17th game, with all of these ticky-tack you can't touch anybody on defense anymore. You get a penalty. So it is a quarterback league. It is a passing league. And you add the extra game in there, and here you go. You got a lot of people believing, and Peter King most notably saying 6,000 yards is a real possibility for Matt Stafford.
Yeah, and it's tough. Before I get into Matt Stafford and the 6,000, Peter King, I'll get on him too. Peyton was darn near perfect in that 2013 season. Like, he had 400 yards, I want to say 9 times. Like, he only didn't throw for 300 3 times. And 2 of those times, he was like 5 yards away from 300. So the fact that he did all of that and still was 600 yards short, it just lets you know how tough that is. Now, going to what Peter King said, who hasn't been right since he said that Gruden was going to beat his former team in the Raiders in the Super Bowl in 2003. Last time he was correct. It's just funny. You'll like this. If there was a guy, if there was a team.
Speak to me. I'm here for it.
If there was a year a scenario, it would be the 2021 Los Angeles Rams and Matthew Stafford. I think he's not used to having so many weapons at the wide receiver position and a consistently good defense. You have Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald. I don't even have to mention anybody else. On the offensive side, he's used to throwing to Calvin. One year he had Calvin and Nate Burleson. They kind of, figured some things out. And then it was Golden Tate and Marvin, and it was Galladay. But he's looking legitimately at Robert Woods, a 2-time 1,000-yard receiver. Cooper Kupp, who's one of my favorite wide receivers in the NFL. He runs great routes. He can run the short route, the intermediate route, the deep ball. Great compliment. You got Tutu Atwell. Then you have the NFL's all-time leader in 50-yard plus touchdowns in Deshaun Jackson, who's the second receiver behind Cooper Kupp. He's got speed, consistency. They're going to get those ball. They're going to get the ball into the hands of the playmaker, and he'll be confident and comfortable. He'll have a comfort level like he's never known before. Now, with all that said, still not getting 6,000 yards. And if he did, like, listen, the outside chance that he did, I need to get that MyBookie stuff up here and figure out what the odds on that are. But if he gets 6,000 yards, they're going to win 8 games and not 9.
It's interesting because I do think everything sets up for him. The only thing about Stafford that concerns me a little bit with this offense, well, injuries is just a part of the game, but the run game, I mean, with Cam Akers going out, it really kind of puts him behind the 8 ball.
Where's Todd Gurley when you need him?
And in a situation that he had with Detroit where everybody just knew they were going to pass all game. They didn't have a threat of the run. Now, is Sony Michel going to be a guy that, the Rams could lean on in a game? Bill Belichick didn't give him away for a bag of balls for nothing because he thought he could play. I mean, Sony Michel has not been good in the National Football League, and a lot of the reasons of late is because of the injuries to him.
Yeah, sometimes but sometimes it's also systems. Like, you see what Sony Michel was able to do in Georgia. It was he and Nick Chubb. They were splitting time. They kind of allowed him. They played into what he was able to do. Like, they played into his speed, his hitting the outside, out of the backfield, kind of like a lot of the counters. I think with the Patriots, they always try to fit you into their system. And sometimes pieces don't fit. You can't put a circle in a square. The other thing about the Los Angeles Rams in this season is it's going to be tricky. Regardless of the weapons that you have, regardless of the offense, etc., you still got to play 5 top 10 defenses this season on your schedule. Like, you come out against the Bears, Colts, and Bucks right out the gate. Like, the Bears are number 7 or 8 in defense. The Bucks are number 3, and the Colts are number 5.
Silly question real quick, Braylon, about that defense.
And then the 49ers twice in the Ravens.
Because you bring up an interesting point regarding the defense and how good these defenses are expected to be, like the 49ers, right? I mean, we think the 49ers defense is always one of the
Led
best
by
in the
best
league.
Bosa brother.
Exactly. So, how much credence should we put in the defensive rankings or the team rank, even though the teams aren't ranked? But you're like, the Lions are playing the 49ers this week among the league's best defenses, until you get a look year to year at these NFL teams as well as college, right? I mean, we just saw that LSU ranked 13th in the country. They can't play this year. UCLA smoked them.
Well, they were at home, and UCLA.
Either way, you get the point. Where I'm trying to say is how much the 49ers may stink this year. We don't know.
Yeah, but we're talking about the Los Angeles Rams. Like, you have to put some level of
to say that Stafford's going up against all these top defenses. Do we really know that he's going up against all these top defenses just yet?
We do. You go by year to year. You go by a couple years. You stack them together. You do the average. You do the ratios. You see what their sacks were compared to other teams, how they got to the quarterback, interceptions, passes, defense, tackles for loss. This thing is legit. I'll do something better for you. Flip side. Who's the best offense in the NFL? It's not even hard. You don't even have to think about it. Who's the best offense? The Chiefs. You know they're number 1. You believe they're number 1 because what they do last year.
Mahomie.
What they do the year before that. what they do the year before that.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's the
You're
same
right.
thing. It's the consistency level of grading teams. Like when I watch the Bears, I know what they're going to do. I know they have Khalil Mack. Like I know what they're doing in the secondary. Like I know how they play. When you talk about Aaron Rodgers on offense, like you know what he's lined up. You get Devontae Adams, you have him, you know he's going to, like, so the consistency in the numbers, it's legit. Like now I would say the top 10 at least is very legit and very dependable.
Yeah, you're right about
now,
that.
to your point,
you're right.
like a team like LSU is a team like, now if you're saying a team that's 15 ranked defense, and you're like, okay, well, they're in the middle of the pack, but they might play well. Like that 15, they may have added some pieces in the offseason to make them a little better. They're no longer 15, now maybe they're 9 or maybe they're 11, or maybe they didn't have the right pieces and they go from 15 to 25. So I think that 1 through 10 is pretty trustworthy, and anything after that is, like you said, Missouri from the Show Me State.
The Rams are one of those teams that is getting so much love prior to the season.
People just really hate Detroit.
If you had to name a team that you're most intrigued by this upcoming season, wouldn't it be the Rams on a list of their own? Like I guess. Well, I think people are intrigued by the Patriots. A lot of people are on the Patriots bandwagon this year.
People are intrigued because they feel as though they have a Tom Brady kind of heir apparent, and then, Belichick's excited. People always care about what they've done because they've been the staple for the last 20 years in the NFL.
Right.
So I don't know how much of that is actually people caring about them versus kind of psychologically you have to care about the Patriots because they've been there. I'm super, super intrigued with the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
Like, I'm super intrigued with the Tennessee Titans.
What makes you intrigued by the Titans?
So they've been to the AFC. They've been to the AFC play. They've been to the playoffs last 2 years in a row. They got to the AFC Championship 2 years ago. Had a chance, but they shut Derrick Henry down. Last year they made it to the semifinals. Ryan Tannehill has kind of found like a rebirth down there in Tennessee. Defense needed to step up a little bit. I think they took a step back, but they put some pieces together in that secondary and on the defensive front this year. They added Julio Jones. They added Julio Jones. You mean to tell me Derrick Henry had 2,000 yards with just A.J. Brown? Now he has Julio Jones, who's still a top 5 NFL wide receiver. Now he has that. They are, not to mention, Tannehill is hitting his stride. Like Tannehill, something about Tennessee for him. That's a dangerous team, and that division sucks. So they're going to easily win. Well, with the exception of the Colts' defense, that division's not very good. So they're going to win the division yet again. That's the team I want to watch out for.
Intrigued by the Pittsburgh Steelers as well. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger coming back this year. Najee Harris is going to be a really good player for them. And
can Juju Schuster grow up?
Can he do that? And will T.J. Watt, I should say, T.J. Watt, get back into the fold here? He's got a contract dispute, so we don't know his availability.
Devin Bush is healthy this year.
Yeah, I want to stick with the NFL if we can next segment, Braylon, because the NFL is kicking off tomorrow. We've got some significant.
Speaking of the Chiefs.
Yeah, right. Week 1 games, and which rookie quarterback is going to have the best debut? Plenty to get to. NFL talk next. This is Armani and Edwards. Maz in the house as well. Woodward Sports Network.
I forgot Maz was here. Hey, Maz.
You know why realtors love using Hall Financial as a lender? Because of our commitment to speed and service. We have nearly 4,000 5-star reviews already. Call today, 248-308-5000, or go to callhallfirst.com.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Hey guys, I want to tell you about Northwestern Tech. Start a new career in an industry that is always essential, the heating and cooling industry. Learn more today by visiting northwesterntech.edu. I was talking to a guy actually.
Start right there.
Yeah, right. I was talking to a guy actually texted me. Works for. I don't even want to say where he works for, but it's an appliance company, and he said. Because I was having a conversation about, do kids today go to college or should they go to a trade school?
Yeah.
And he's like, you can go to Northwestern today. Literally, the text message to me was, I'm going to read the text message.
Kids are making money on the internet.
And this is somebody that knows no affiliation in Northwestern Tech or anything. We are looking for 3 technicians right now and cannot find them. Kids can go to Northwestern Tech and land a career making $76,000 to start. I mean, that's
good money.
That is great money, man.
That's some gas money.
And can you imagine?
You get some groceries with that.
What did I tell you? I made my first year out of $15,500 a year. That's what I made my first year.
You're just off by 60.
Right. So, I mean, seriously, I mean, just think about that. So, definitely something to consider, and we appreciate Northwestern's Tech commitment to Woodward Sports. Thank you so much.
Kids are like on that internet. They're I sound old when I just said that kids are on that internet. Jesus Christ, what's going on? But no, kids are making money a lot in that crypto. Like they're learning how to trade. The Bitcoin, crypto, they're learning how to trade. Like, you get a couple guys or women, and they learn it, they teach it, and they teach it to kids. Kids are 15, 16, 17 learning cryptocurrency, and they have money in their pocket by the time they're, applying to college.
That's the way to do it. All right, guys. NFL season kicks off tomorrow night. Plenty of time to talk about the defending Super Bowl champs, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Dallas Cowboys. We'll go heavy into that tomorrow, but
they got better.
Just want to throw up some Week 1 matchups for you in the National Football League right now. They ranked the Week 1 games, and at the top is tomorrow night's game, Dallas and Tampa Bay, but there are a number of other games on here. The Lions and 49ers ranked the 11th best out of 16 games. The Giants.
They weren't last.
Maz, you look so puzzled.
The Browns and Chiefs are the best game.
Well, I mean, that's an offensive
game.
That's an offensive shootout.
Not
right
the
there,
Cowboys and the Bucks. Just because it's first, it doesn't mean it's the best.
Well, Dak's back.
Two things of that. One, I'm gonna go ahead and slide my notebook over to you. Look at the bottom. Look at the bottom. Look at how I rank, and this is for Maz. Look at how I rank the games. Who did I have first?
All right, this is Braylon's Week 1 games. First best game, Browns versus the Chiefs.
Number 2,
Steelers versus the Bills.
Yes.
And then number 3,
Cowboys Bucks.
The reason why you still have to have them, I think, Maz, in top.
But by the way, there is nobody.
No one preps like this
more
guy.
prepared than Braylon Edwards
notes,
to do a show.
You see this is how we get ready.
In
this
script,
is how we get ready.
nonetheless.
Yeah, and he writes in cursive.
I do. I can't help it.
Nobody is more prepared to do the show than Braylon Edwards.
Did you go to Detroit Country Day?
No.
Okay.
I kick his butt. No, but the reason why I say you have to at least have the Cowboys and Bucks on that, at least third, is because you get Dak back. He's the highest paid player in the NFL. I want to say he's the third highest paid player in the world right now in any sport. Obviously, that'll change next year. Messi is blown out the water. But he's the third highest paid player. He's back in the fold. He's healthy. You add your wide receiver core is arguably the best in the league. Now, I don't think they are. I think there's too many inconsistencies of Amari Cooper and Gallup. But you have a young CeeDee Lamb that is poised to take over and be the man this year for the wide receiver corps. Like I said, you have Gallup. Then you look at what Ezekiel Elliott did. He took it to a whole new level. He took this offseason serious. He took his dieting serious. He took football serious. Like, he's the most focused that we've seen him since he's been at Ohio State. So I think this could – and then you look at what they did at the linebacker position with Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons was a heck of a linebacker, and I think he's really going to be a staple for that Cowboys defense. So I think they're going to be a really good team, but they don't have chemistry because no one really played in the preseason. Dak had the injury with the line. And then, obviously, people are not giving the Bucs the type of credit that they deserve.
Yeah.
Like, they're the Super Bowl winners. AB went – like, think about this. This is dangerous, and I'm going to throw it back to you. This is dangerous. Antonio Brown, you haven't heard a peep out of him.
I didn't think about that.
You haven't heard a peep out of Antonio Brown. All we know about Antonio Brown is he went and got a knee scope because he was playing injured in the Super Bowl. He got a knee scope. That's all we know about him. Tom got a scope. Tom's the only one we're hearing from. That is dangerous, Ryan Armani.
He's coming to play, Maz.
Those guys are serious, man.
They got all their starters back from last year's team. I know you can't say any more than that.
People didn't think they would do it. They got everybody on board. They paid the people that need to be paid. They told the other people, like, hey, we'll get to you sometime this season and definitely next year. O.J. Howard is back from Alabama, all-time leading touchdown yards per touchdown in the national championship. I think he had like 5, all of them over 50. He's back on top of Grunt, on top of Chris Goddard, who made the Pro Bowl 2 years ago, on top of Mike Evans. Woo!
I'm going to give you 2 games right now also intriguing. Go ahead, Maz. Do you have some?
I got the games that you're going to talk about.
You do?
Packers Saints.
Packers Saints is one of them.
Saints.
Dolphins Patriots.
Yes.
Yeah.
How did you know?
I just know.
We just talked about it. Cardinals.
Just know.
Don't
I'm
sleep.
like Carmack.
Don't sleep on that Cardinals Titans. Don't sleep on that.
Fine. No, I agree with you, but there are some really good matchups. I mean, if you just go as far as the Dolphins and the Patriots, I mean, you've got Tua and Mac Jones.
That's a bloodbath.
I mean, think about that. I mean,
we used to be friends.
The national championship winning quarterbacks.
The old versus the new.
And Tua has so much on the line. I feel like this is a make or break year for Tua Tagovailoa. In the Miami Dolphins and Mac Jones. Everybody's just putting this kid on a silver platter, and we have not even mentioned Trevor Lawrence and the Jags yet. I mean, I'm in. Football is in a really good place right now. There are so many good players. There are so many good quarterbacks. Throw that back up if you could. The not this one.
Yeah, I wanted to get
just look at these games and look at the quarterbacks for these teams. If you could just eyeball. These quarterbacks from Dak to Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Josh Allen, then Baker Mayfield, and Patrick Mahomes. You've got Jameis Winston with the Saints, a Super Bowl ready team taking over and then Aaron Rodgers, Kyler Murray.
Stop with the Jameis Winston.
Okay, fine.
You lost
just
me.
Wait till they beat the Packers. I'm going to make you buy me
How
lunch.
about Lamar Jackson
You
against
lost
Derek
me.
Carr?
Lamar Jackson.
Ravens rated.
Act like he didn't win MVP. I think that football isn't a place that we saw basketball go to. Basketball got to that place probably around 2015, 16, right about Golden State's first championship, where you just saw the talent just go to another level in the NBA, and you just saw it. The tide change, and you saw, like, with the exception of Golden State, any team could be there. You could put a player here, put a player on this super team. There's so much talent from the 3-point shooting, from 6'10" guards in the NBA, 7-footers that can handle the ball. That's what the NFL is now. I mean, you just look at the talent level at the quarterback position, like you just said, linebacking positions, teams as a whole. Like, it's all over the place. Like, I'm telling you, the Tennessee Titans were in the AFC Championship 2 years ago, and they're looking good.
In this influx of these college quarterbacks, and they've always been college quarterbacks that go to the NFL, but I guess what I'm trying to say is the influx of this, read option, quick run and gun quarterback from this college style quarterback to the NFL is making the NFL better. I think, the Trevor Lawrences, the Josh Fields, Mac Jones, even though he's not like a read option.
No, he is a tree.
But Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, these guys are making Lamar Jackson,
Russell.
Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson.
Josh Allen can run.
Josh Allen can run. I mean, just
Herbert.
This college-style offense in the NFL is making the NFL extremely, extremely an enjoyable watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where NFL coaches aren't so stuck in their ways. I think if you look back to the 80s, the 90s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, coaches were stuck in their ways. Like, this is what we learned from Parcells. This is what we learned from Schottenheimer. This is what we learned from Bill Walsh. Like, you have to fit into one of these systems. Or Coryell from San Diego back in the day with Dan Fouts.
Air Coryell.
There you go. I did that. The West Coast offense. Now, coaches are like, they see the player that they want. They see the player they want to draft. They pay attention, Maz, to the offense that they run. They pay attention to what makes them comfortable. If I want to draft Lamar Jackson, what made Lamar Jackson successful at Louisville? Like, we don't want to bring him in and let him run our
Let
stuff.
him do his thing.
And that's why he won MVP, and that's why they were set up 2 times to have success, but they didn't do too well in the playoffs. Here's a good question, and you put that up. Put that stat back up there, Alex. Who do you think is going to have the best opening day of these 3 quarterbacks, your rookie quarterbacks? You got Trevor, Zach, and Matt. I know who I think. Do you want me to start?
Who are the Jets playing?
See, this is what I have right here. You got the Jets are going against Sam Darnold, which is a revenge game, and the Carolina Panthers.
Zach Wilson.
You have Matt. You have Matt has the hardest game. Yeah, Matt's going against the Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins are.
And then Trevor Lawrence is going against the worst franchise in football right now in Houston, Texas. Trevor Lawrence is opening up with 400 yards. Count it.
What kind of weapons does he have besides Marvin Jones?
He's got Laviska Shenault, which is he's a very good wide receiver. Yeah. He's got James Robinson in the backfield. Terrific running back. He's underappreciated.
He's got the headband. That's all he needs. He's got the headband, baby.
They're going to do well. He's going to do good. He's born for this, man. Yeah. Tony Romo, you know who his favorite of the rookie quarterbacks is? Tony Romo.
Trevor Lawrence.
No.
Zach
Wilson.
Oh, yeah. That's Stan Edwards' favorite.
That's what I was going to say. Stan Edwards says it's Stan.
The thing that I pay attention, because I actually I did a piece with the New York Jets on draft night. So I was actually doing a Zoom draft with the New York Jets. And when they drafted him, we had to talk about him for 2 hours before they actually made the pick. And it allowed me 2 hours to watch film on him. I had to really cram and kind of get some knowledge in, so I knew what the heck I was talking about. But the one thing I like about him, he's smooth. Like, he's just a smooth, but not smooth like annoying surfer smooth, but like smooth like Jim McMahon.
Like a cocky, confident, not a cocky, but a very confident swagger about him.
You know how usually they say that line between cocky and confidence, like right here.
Yeah.
And whatever. He doesn't even have a cocky level. It's just straight confidence and it's smooth, and it comes off that way. Like, I think he's gonna have some success in his NFL.
Gonna let you know how you could win some Lions tickets. We got to give these away too, guys.
Man, I'll take them.
I mean, we're giving these away when, Maz? Friday?
By Friday. You gotta have your best man chill out in.
We're gonna let you know all about the man chill out next, and we'll do our man chill out. We'll do those next.
Oh man, here it comes.
Woodward Sports Network.
Yeah. Is right, Maz.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Are you a Lion fan that wants to see the Lions on September 12th? Are you, man? Do you want to go to the game? Do you want me to tell you how you can get 2 tickets to the Lions game this Sunday?
I want to go.
Well, submit a video. Your best man chill out. You know the segment. You know how we do it. MOC, baby. Man chill out. Submit your video before Friday, September 9th, which is in 2 days.
I'll take fish with me.
It's actually the 10th.
Is it the 10th?
Yes.
Oh, my apologies. It says the 9th through. Oh, okay. Somebody wrote it wrong. Don't blame me. Blame somebody else. Twitter, IG, Facebook. Make sure to follow at Woodward Sport and at Bottom Line WSN now through Friday the 10th.
Unless they want you to do it Thursday. I don't know. They could have said Thursday.
Yeah. Well,
just get it to us.
Just get it to us. Just get it to us, man. Like, we're trying to give it to you because we love you. We're trying to get you these 2 tickets. If you don't take these 2 tickets, I know a lot of people that would gladly take these 2 tickets.
Guys, coming up in let's see, about 30 minutes from now, John U. Bacon going to join us.
Johnny U?
New York Times best-selling author, really a historian.
Any relation to Kevin Bacon?
No relation.
No Footloose?
We can ask, though.
Feet Loose?
He's got a new book out, and it's really a book on leadership, but we're going to ask him about the book, going to ask him about Jeets, going to ask him about Weber, going to ask him about Harbaugh. We've got a lot of different areas we want to go with Johnny U. We'll do that coming up at 3:24. In the meantime, it is the segment we just asked you to submit for us. We will submit ours now. It is something we like to call Man Chill Out.
You think it's funny? chill, Daddy.
Pack your bags, get the hell off! Now, do you understand what you did?
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will go first. Here is the deal. Okay, people are hating on Paul Pierce for some kind of reason.
The truth.
Look, he posted some videos. He was dancing.
He was having a good time.
He's a single guy.
He's allowed to do that.
I mean, come on.
He's a divorcee.
Single guy, divorced.
Cannabis is legal.
He's out there having a good time, smoking on some weed.
Cannabis is legal.
Dancing with some very...
And it's his company.
Seriously, dancing with some very, very beautiful women.
Hey, look,
and
they were
ESPN
all right.
fires them.
Yeah,
they let him go.
Yeah.
They trashed him. Threw him to the curb because he was seen smoking on some weed, dancing with some pretty girls. And I don't know. So Paul Pierce had this to say to all his detractors. Those people in the Hall of Fame, some did cocaine, some did battery.
Assault and battery, I assume you mean.
All of the people coming after me, half you mothers do the same crap. You're just hiding it.
Yeah.
So
that was very eloquent.
And good for Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Here it is. Pierce's longtime agent, Jeff Schwartz, suggested Pierce apologize anyway for really doing nothing wrong or illegal, by the way.
It's all about perception.
Schwartz worried that the video that I'm talking about might influence Hall of Fame voters. Pierce chose not to apologize. He said, quote, "Come on, I didn't do anything illegal." And then he goes on to say that, quote, "I just say, you're just hiding it, and you are all married while you're doing it. I'm divorced. I'm retired. I'm having fun. And if the Hall is going to hold that against him, listen, if I didn't make it with this class, it would be the biggest stiff job in Hall of Fame history. Look, I don't care. I am one of those people that believes what you did on the field should be judged separately from how anybody feels about you off the field.
Yeah.
You cannot take away what somebody has done on the field. It is the Hall of Fame. It is not the Hall of Very Good. And Paul Pierce is one of the best basketball players to have ever done it.
I never liked him, but I agree with you 100%.
He belongs in the Hall of Fame. And to
first ballot.
Anybody out there harping on and coming down on and dismissing and negatively speaking about Paul Pierce for smoking weed and dancing with some ladies, I got 3 words for you, quite frankly. Man, chill out.
Hey, what he didn't say in there is he also was done with ESPN. He's like, I'm sick of that place.
Yeah.
All you got to do is talk about LeBron James this, LeBron James that. He was sick of it, and that's why I like him more than anything.
Yeah. To be honest, good for him. Like you said, he didn't do anything wrong. And, agents always want to have your, you have an agent. People have agents. I had agents. They want your best. Like
You're my agent now, Braylon.
I am. Look at me. I'm your agent now. No, but they want your best, so they try to always put that best out there. And, in a situation like this, people are so quick to apologize, and they're so quick to, oh, I'm sorry, or, put out a written statement that they don't mean, or apologize for something that wasn't wrong. He's not married. He's divorced. He can do whatever the hell he wants to do to relate to that. The cannabis company he's part owner of, cannabis is legal. It's legal. He had some drinks, and guess what? Drinking is legal. Last time I checked, he was at his home, which means he wasn't drinking and driving. People need to get over it. He had a good time. ESPN, they're Disney, and we understand that. We get that. They're owned by Disney, so they want to see a certain thing. They want to operate a certain way, but people need to relax sometimes. And I have no problem with this. And like he said, if they don't want him in the Hall of Fame after staying with the Celtics for all those years, for enduring the bad years, the good years, still averaging 24, 9, and 6, and being the truth, man, the hell with him.
Chill out.
Did you guys see him playing poker? I gave you that
I did
little
see
thing.
I saw that.
Would you like to play that and show everyone?
Yeah, let's play it.
Let's play. This is the fun side.
We don't have it.
Okay, the hell with you, Paul Pierce.
He was in Vegas.
He was having a good time.
Yeah, he deserves to have a good time.
All right, you're up, Maz.
Little handsy.
Me?
But
you.
Yes, because I'm after you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're up.
Well, you guys talk about Monday Night Football, how it's not really the same anymore. And,
we go.
we got different guys calling the games. It's
Buckle
not,
up.
It ain't Howard Cosell, Frank Gifford, and Dandy Don Meredith anymore. We get it. It's not Al Michaels, Frank Gifford, and Dan Deardoff. We get it.
Buckle up.
It's not Mike Tirico. It ain't Jake. It's not John Gruden.
What about Sean
It's
McDonough?
not Sean McDonough, who Gruden would not even
Joe
talk to.
Tessitore.
It wasn't my man Joe Tessitore. They
Why
get rid of
wouldn't
everybody.
Gruden talk to McDonough?
McDonough would, because they wouldn't. He would not. John Gruden would not do anything that McDonough wanted to do. He would not break down a play. He would not do. He wanted to do his own thing.
All those
and the
names.
producers on Monday Night Football said, "Sorry, Sean, we're going to be on John's side here. Just let him do what he wants." John and Sean never talked. Isn't that unbelievable?
I mean, what is
Sean
going
is a
on?
Sean's a phenomenal broadcaster. Phenomenal. I'm glad he's with college
Yeah, me
football
too.
now.
Where are
Glad
the
to
black
hear him.
people at? Like, where are the black people?
OJ was there.
Who?
Frank the Hammer Williamson was there.
Oh Lord, you talking about 4,000 years ago?
I'm just
like,
telling you.
Booger
They-
McFarland was.
The Booger- I love Booger.
Booger was floating all around on the sideline. His own
Listen,
thing.
Well,
like,
you do know people got pissed of Booger because his cart was like a full football field wide.
Yeah, I
and
didn't-
it blocked row 5's view.
No, and that's what I agree with those people. Like, it was way too much. I didn't like it either. Like, I'm glad they got rid of it. Like, I'm just saying, like, get some brothers in there.
They have
Get
Louis
some brothers in
Riddick.
there.
Louis Riddick's up there.
Yeah, Louis Riddick.
Louis Riddick does, and like he doesn't do the actual in
Yeah,
booth
he
stuff
does.
on the sideline.
Yeah, he's-
well, last year he did. Yeah, last year he did.
He's
Is he
in the
back?
booth.
Yeah, he's
He's
with
in the booth.
Levy and
Is he
Greasy.
back this year?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just making a fuss.
It's Steve
I
Levy.
deserve to do
I
something.
got you.
It's Steve Levy.
You're right, though.
Brian Greasy, and Lou Riddick.
Riddick is really good.
On the sidelines, you
Riddick's
have,
really
I forget who's on the sidelines.
Is it
No.
Michelle Tafoya? No, she's
That's
NBC.
NBC.
I forget.
We forget. We don't.
Lisa Salters.
Sausage.
Okay.
Ah, I love Lisa. She's at Penn State. Penn State.
This is how my Monday Night Football always started when I was a kid.
Tell it to us, Maz.
Alex, give it to us. This is Monday Night Football.
We're back. Well, it's Monday night. A new week has begun. I turn on my TV for some pigskin fun. I see a Super Bowl season here on ABC. The biggest game each week is their specialty. I gotta get ready, make everything right. Monday night football's coming on tonight.
You want my son?
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you
You want my
ready?
son?
We're ready. Are you ready for some football?
What's going on?
Hey, Monday
All right, we
night
get it.
All right.
How long is this? Jesus.
Okay. Okay, they go into the
We got
announcers.
Frank and
Not at all, man. That's Monday Night Football to me. Now, Monday Night Football is going to be a little bit different. Monday Night Football is going to feature a guy named Drake.
A guy named Drake.
Some guy that raps, whatever. He's the latest craze. Everyone loves him. I don't see what they so love about him. You see him on the sidelines for the Raptors games. You see him in the sidelines. They're always showing his video.
His lyrics just go over your head. That's all.
I don't
They just
listen
go
to
over
his
your head.
lyrics.
Exactly.
I don't listen to him.
Exactly. How you don't?
Does he make his own music, or does he take other people's music and talk over it?
He makes his own stuff. Like,
Okay.
how don't you like something
That's
if you
not
never
Monday
give it
Night
a try?
Football to me. That ain't Monday Night Football.
I apologize if they got rid of Hank Williams Jr.
I don't care about him.
and his racist self. Like,
Listen,
what are you talking about? He
honestly-
made the comment about Barack Obama. They got
Okay.
rid of him, then they brought him back.
Listen, I love Barack Obama. I voted twice for him.
Yeah, I'm not
I
saying
love him.
on that level.
One
I'm
of our
just
better
more so saying-
presidents. Okay, so let's
my
let's
thing
not
came
go into that. I just don't think Drake belongs on Monday Night Football.
But
like
Kelly-
Dennis Miller didn't belong
But
on Monday Night Football.
Kelly Clarkson did for
no,
the last 4 years.
She didn't, and I don't like what's
Kelly
her name
Clarkson
on Sunday
did
Night
it.
Football.
Kelly Clarkson
Kelly
and
Clarkson was on Monday Night Football.
Yes, and Jason Derulo, and it was awful. like, it's been annoying. Like,
It's all
where
awful.
have I
Guess
been?
what? They go back to, are you ready for some football? Because that's Monday Night Football.
I agree with
But just have a different person. Is that what you're saying? Have a different person?
No, I agree with you that the song what we saw with Hank Williams Jr. Like, when I think of Monday Night Football, like when I hear that, I light up. Like, I 100% agree with you.
Dun, 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 dun.
But I think that
I thought this was my man. Chill out.
oh, my bad, my bad.
Braylon, chill out. Now it's your turn.
Dun, dun, dun,
I'm
dun.
sorry. I agree with you in terms of like when you listen and you hear, all my routed friends are coming. That is Monday Night Football. But I think the NFL is trying to go into a more futuristic vision of, the music and the sound. Like they're trying to take a page out of the NBA's book. Like if you look at what the NBA does, the NBA has been heavily rap and hip hop and pop based for the past 8 years. Like you hear, and it's good stuff. It brings a younger audience. It kind of changes the viewers. Like it adds more people to the fold. So I think they're trying to take a page out of NBA's book. NBA is always ahead of the curve in every facet of entertainment and promotion as it relates to professional sport. So I think having Drake on there is somebody that you can trust. Drake, he's a guy that's good. He also put out some pop music. He puts out some stuff that not every word is the N word, not every word is F or things of that nature. So I think it could be a good union. And once again, who started working with the NFL 2 years ago?
That's who
Jay-Z.
I was going to say, Braylon. I was going to say, Drake is synonymous for me with basketball.
Yeah.
Maybe an NBA kind of situation with him. But I was thinking because of Jay-Z, working with the NFL for the last 3 years, I thought he would be
from New York.
Awesome.
I don't care where he's from.
Why don't you like Jay-Z?
He's not my kind of guy.
Why is he your kind of guy? Someone that makes money?
I just don't like him.
It's someone that takes care of his family, makes money, like has the dream, live the dream.
Not my kind of guy.
But why?
That's not my kind of guy.
But why is he not?
He's a show off.
How is he a show off?
He's always in your face. I don't need to see him.
No, he's not.
I don't need him or Beyonce. You can have her too.
Can we make
so
a
Dolly
caveat?
Parton's not always in your face, like Bezos.
Maz, let me help you out.
How is Jay-Z always in your face? Get off Twitter.
Let me help you out as somebody who, more often than not, does stick his own foot in his mouth. Can you say you don't care for his music? You don't know what kind of guy he is.
That's all it is.
Let's say that.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
Because I was about to go somewhere with that. I'm like, you got it.
I don't like the Boston Red Sox either.
But I understand why you
hate the Boston Red Sox.
But I understand that you're a lifelong New York Yankee / Mets fan. Like you grew up in that rivalry. You hate them for that. I hate Ohio State. Like I hate Ohio State. Like don't mention Ohio State around me. But there are some good people that go to that school. I think.
Oh man, I got one friend went to Ohio
what I'm saying?
State.
So it's like
just one though.
You cannot like something, but you have to explain why you don't. Like if you say I don't like a person, why don't you like them?
I don't think I have to explain it.
If you don't like a person, you gotta explain why you don't like them.
Not really.
You do.
And again, I think you're talking about the music.
Even if it's something little, like I don't like this guy. Well, he's just annoying.
He rubs me the wrong way.
Okay, see, that's a reason. Jay-Z is rubbing on billions.
You got 3 words to say to somebody first.
Excuse me, I apologize. To Chris Webber and to Maz, both of y'all chill out.
Chill out. Got to take a break. We'll get to John Eubankin coming up at 3:24. Coming up next, though, want to get into some Lions talk. They are plus 7.5 against the San Francisco 49ers. We'll get into some Lions.
We got to find out who the 49ers are.
Jared Goff with some interesting things to say as well. We'll get all that next. Armani and Edwards. We got Maz's foot is just getting out of his mouth right now. We're just prying it out.
Hey, guess what? You know what Drake says? Started from the bottom,
and now we're here.
Let's go.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Welcome to the Call Sam Chopper Shop, where you can win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time.
Watch as the Bad Pig Custom team turns this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
And when it's finished, we'll be donating the bike to Volunteers of America, Michigan to raffle off in support of our vets.
A great cause to give back to those who've given so much.
Watch for Call Sam Chopper Shop episodes on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
Hey, gang, it's Maz for our friends at Legacy Partners Insurance. Nobody wants to shop for insurance, but we all need it, and you need someone that's going to take care of you, and you know they're going to be there. That's why you need a local agent that knows the local insurance market. That's Legacy Partners Insurance. They're independent, so they get lots of quotes, and they make the carriers fight for your business. They shop between 7 and 10 carriers for personal, over 50 for your commercial accounts. They've been around for over 100 years, so you can trust their reputation. Give them a try. It's a free call. It's 586-209-4106. Better yet, go online. It's legacypartnersins.com/Woodward Sports. Fill out the information. Let someone from Team Maz get back to you, and it'll be saving you money. Hundreds, maybe thousands a year with Legacy Partners Insurance. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Want to get into some Lions 49ers just quickly. I mean, we've got plenty of time to do this as well, but it is interesting to me that the Lions, nobody's expected them to do much this year, and I'm not even sure why they do get a free pass. I mean, they are an NFL, a professional football team, and here we are. Maybe it's because we're so beaten down as Lions fans. We're like, oh, just play hard. Just build this year. Build on this year for us. Work towards something. We don't care if you win or lose.
They don't have anybody.
We know you're trying to get good.
But they don't have anybody.
Silly. Silly.
They don't have anybody. Like, if they had somebody like they have in the past, like, at least you have Stafford. At least you have a couple guys on defense, and let's say, even after Calvin left, you had Golden Tate. You had Marvin Jr. When you had guys, then the expectations are different. It's like, we want you to win the division. When you have Stafford, division or bust every year. This year, you have a guy that the Los Angeles Rams are very excited to get rid of. You have nobody that you know on offense or defense. Like, a team that didn't play together fully in the preseason. Like, there's no chemistry there, at least that we've seen as spectators. So I don't think it's giving them a pass. I think just being honest, like, y'all, you don't look at.
So Jared Goff had some interesting things to say today. He's basically like, we don't care what you guys think about us. We'll cut out all the noise. Alex, do we have that cut? Yeah, here it is.
I've answered this question I don't know how many times since I've been here. We don't care. I don't want to swear here, but we don't care. We don't give anything about what anyone says. It's the internal expectations that we've always had, and those will remain the same. Obviously, there's been a lack of success around here for a long time. We hope to change that. We hope to change that quickly. It doesn't happen overnight, but every day is a new day to get better and keep doing the right things. Eventually the tide will change. But no, we don't listen to it. It is out there, sure, but internally our expectations are just the same as everyone else.
I do love it.
Blah, blah, blah. If he would have cursed, I would have believed it more.
Yeah, and again, you probably have a quarterback that's not a rah-rah guy or somebody that's going to go crazy, but at the same time, he did acknowledge that he understands that this place has not had a lot of success. And I don't know what I was doing when I initially heard that, but I just came out, I heard the first part where, he says, well, we don't care what anybody's saying, yada, 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 and then I kind of tuned him out. But as you listen deeper, and he does acknowledge the lack of success this franchise has and understands why so many people just don't expect anything from this franchise, especially this year, what's he going to say?
At the end of the day, it's still, it's too vague. We don't care about the outside people. We understand that we understand that the Lions franchise has struggled in the past to win games, haven't won a division championship, haven't gotten a win in the playoff. He said that, but when he was, he's going off on his tangent and talk about the internal expectations. That's vague. What are the internal expectations? Like, we're giving you external expectations, and what we see is, like I said, no chemistry, no wide receivers. DeAndre Swift, we don't know if you're getting, the long story or getting ran around in circles with Dan Campbell and what's going on with DeAndre Swift. Like, our expectations for you is to try to play the level, the identity that Dan Campbell, which is tough, disciplined football. Like, that's our expectation of you. If that, you should be on par with that. You should be looking at the same thing we're saying, we just want to play, tough, disciplined football. Like, we want to play the best we can, make as few mistakes or mental errors that we can, play some good football, get better, do the little things. Like, that's, like, don't give me the vague stuff. We just have internal expectations. It's too vague.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, but
he doesn't have to predict a season.
What is he trying to say, Maz? We're going to win the day. I think it's fine.
I think this is a guy that's coming from L.A. They went to a Super Bowl 2 years ago. He has been discarded by this boy wonder, Sean McVay. He comes here to Detroit. I remember when he came here, I think there was a story, he was walking around in Birmingham. He had a security guy with him walking around. He didn't know what to expect when he came here. Obviously, being in Birmingham, if you're walking in Birmingham, Royal Oak, anywhere else that he's been in this area, he's going to look and say, oh, wow, this place is pretty darn nice. After all, it's not L.A., but it's damn nice. I just think he's sick and tired of being dissed. I feel that he's coming in here with a huge chip on his shoulder. It's unfortunate that he's working with such a skeleton crew? I mean, have you seen the depth chart and the wide receivers? We have the depth chart. Alex, put that depth chart up. I want you to look.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, if we could take a break and do this right afterwards.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's do that next. So here's the depth chart. We'll put it back up for you. I want to take a break, and we'll get right back to it. John Bacon in 15 minutes
my
from
reading
now.
glasses for that one.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome.
I love that. Easy like Sunday morning. Little Commodores
like
action right
morning.
there, man. Like Commodores.
Love it. Let's throw that depth chart back up, Maz. You were saying.
Just take a look at
here
this
it
thing.
is.
I mean, look at your wide receivers. Go ahead and just read the wide receiver lines.
Tyrell Williams.
Who's he backed up
Khalif
by?
Raymond. That's
like
who you got.
It's like the eye exam.
Now look at the backups, the second team on those.
Number one.
Well, you got
two?
Trinity Benson.
Right, he's the newly acquired guy from Denver.
Quintez Cephas, Amon St. Brown,
the new rookie.
Tom
Cephas is
Kennedy,
from Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Wisconsin guy.
Amon St. Brown, like third team. I mean, is that concerning for you a little bit?
Well,
yes,
he's a rook.
But I mean,
yeah, but there's nobody there. Like,
yeah,
he's a rookie.
This is week one, though. You know, anybody could move up here on this chart
and move down.
I feel like we've seen like a rotating door of wide receivers, and I don't think he hasn't moved up.
I mean,
like
a 38-year-old Braylon Edwards might be.
I'm telling you. So put yourself in Jared Goff's shoes right now. I mean,
I don't want that job.
I kind of feel for him. I do.
I want him to succeed, Braylon, but at the same time, like if you look at this rebuild, so to speak, I mean, look, the only way to win in the National Football League is if
everybody forfeits.
Well, is if you have a quarterback on a rookie deal or a Hall of Famer.
Right.
There is no in between. You either have a Hall of Famer or a quarterback on a rookie deal. That's the only way you can succeed in the National Football League. Period. Show me a team that doesn't.
Joe Flacco.
He was on a rookie deal, wasn't he?
No.
When they won the Super Bowl?
His second deal. When he won Super Bowl, I think it was second deal. He got paid.
So that's one guy.
Okay, I
asked for one guy.
No, I mean, like you look at Jared Goff. I'm reading his numbers right now. In 2020, he was 3,900, 20 tuds. 19, he was 4,600. That was a Super Bowl year, I think. No. 2018 was Super Bowl year. 46-88, 32 touchdowns. 46-38, 22 touchdowns. So he's no stranger to getting the ball out there, to throwing the ball down the field, and making some plays. You know, he wasn't just putting the ball in his playmakers' hands and letting them run to the house. He was throwing the ball out there. So this is a guy that is familiar with having stats and throwing touchdowns. So, once they get some type of, I mean, you can see it. You see it right here. We saw it in that infamous Chiefs Rams game in Mexico. Once they get into some type of rhythm, whoever's going to start for them, whoever is going to play, whether it's just getting the ball to Hawkinson at some point, he is a thrower of the football. So I think once they get into a rhythm, I think he can have some success. He knows what he's working with.
It would help if Swift was healthy.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be. He's just going to be that kind of back. We already see that.
Well, there's no doubt injuries are going to play
What's
a part.
What's up with Georgia, man? Sony Michel, Swift.
Yeah.
Chubb's the only one holding the load down.
Yeah, come on, Nick Chubb. Wish we had
Gurley
him here in Detroit.
Oh, Gurley, good job. They were all on the same team.
We'll get back into some lines, guys. I want to get to Derek Jeter, if I could, going into the Pro Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown today, and just really one of the special players in the history of the game, Derek Jeter. And the first thing that I think of when I think of Derek Jeter is champion.
Yeah.
And then
Leader.
1A leader.
Yeah.
Like there is, as far as baseball goes, there aren't too many great leaders that I can think of in that sport specifically that jump off the page at me like Derek Jeter.
I was always very appreciative of Derek Jeter, like the time that we spent, the times I've hung out with him and the talks that we've had, because I've had a couple with him when I was playing in New York with the Jets. A couple times he came to Michigan. He's arguably, in terms of doing it the right way, I don't know if I can ever say someone did it better than him at doing it the right way. From the way he handled his teammates, to the way he handled situations. Everybody remembers the A-Rod situation.
Yep.
Handled it like a professional. Things in the media, because he dated everybody that was a big celeb, and like his dating always handled professionally. Like, I'll give you an example of off the field. Field, he was great. He's a general on the field. He's a leader. He's a captain. Like, when you would see him at a club or, let's say, a bar, he will always be in the back mask. Like, he wouldn't be none of the lights. You'll see, like, CC Sabathia, who I used to hang out with a lot. Like, we'll be in the mix of, like, the mix. Like, we're trying to turn up and bottles popping and sparklers. And Derek Jeter, you won't even know he's in the club. Like, he'll be, like, in the very back in the corner somewhere. Like, he won't be popping bottles. He'll be sipping on a Grey Goose and lemon, just chilling in the corner. You won't see him, and I'll see him and talk to him. It's like, oh, what's up, Jeez? Hey, what's up? I'm not here. Like, but that's him, that he'll get out before the club's over or the bar. He does everything the right way. He always had the best advice, man. He deserves it. He's a great guy.
Maz was crying last night.
Today, again, I just watched the videos, and I'd like to play at least the tribute video where everyone respects.
Let's do it.
I'll cry when
Jeter.
Jay-Z makes the Rap Hall of Fame.
He's in this, too. Check this out.
Now batting for the Yankees, number 2, Derek Jeter. Number 2.
Goosebumps.
Derek Jeter.
It's just the best.
Derek Jeter.
Hey, man, you know there's only 4 players in Major League Baseball history, 4, that have more hits than Derek Jeter.
Cal Ripken,
4.
Ted Williams.
This guy, 310 batting average, 3,465 hits,
It's a remarkable.
260 home runs, 1311 RBI, 14 All-Stars, 5-time world champion, MVP of the World Series, Rookie of the Year, 5-time Gold Glove, 5-time Silver Slugger, Hank Aaron Award, Willie Mays Award. You can go on and on. Never got in trouble in the media
in New York,
Michigan. I want to show this tweet. This is from J.P. Morosi, who is a phenomenal Michigan guy, great on MLB Network. He puts this out. Bill Freehan, the former Tiger great, who later became Michigan's head baseball coach.
You want me to read it?
Please do.
Okay. Here's the quote. The kid wanted to go to Michigan, said Freehand's assistant, Ace Adams. No one knows this, but Jeter did not want to sign with the Yankees. He wanted to go to Michigan with his girlfriend, and he wanted to play there. But the Yankees kept inflating their offer. Derek called the Michigan head coach and said, Mr. Freehan, what should I do? Freehan finally told him, you've got to sign. You're crazy if you don't. Adams was flabbergasted over his boss's show of integrity and good faith. I don't think many college coaches would have ever said that, Adams said, but Bill was such a classy guy. How about that? Talking about Bill Freehan.
How about that? Here's another Tiger angle. Hal Newhouser, the great Tiger, he's on the wall in Comerica Park. pitched in the 40s and 50s for them. He was the lead scout for the Houston Astros when Derek Jeter was coming out of Kalamazoo. He told the Astros,
Phil Nevin.
He said, do not pick anyone but Derek Jeter. He's a slam dunk. I don't know if he'll play shortstop, but he's going to play 20 years, and he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. They chose Phil Nevin, who later became a Tiger. Phil Nevin.
Wow.
He quit.
I think that guy quit his job, too,
quit.
right?
Hal Newhouser quit the next day.
Yeah. Isn't that something?
Wow.
How about that? Interesting stuff.
And here we are, 20-some-odd years later.
Right.
He hit the nail on the head.
Michigan Sports Hall of Fame as well.
No doubt about
Just
that.
where D-Mac and the grind line
going in there. All right, guys, it's going to be a real treat. We got to get to this next 30-second break, then we're coming back with John U. Bacon.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Hey, gang, you know Levels in Centerline is now open. Come experience the next level in cannabis on Sherwood between 9 and 10 Mile. Download their app today. Start collecting points so you can level up. Enjoy Levels. That's their website. Enjoy Levels. Go to the Apple or Google Play Store and download that app. Make sure when you stop by Levels today, you mention Woodward Sports sent you.
Right back here, Armani and Edwards, Woodward Sports Network. It is a pleasure to bring in New York Times best-selling author, local guy, good guy, great guy, John U. Bacon. He is the author of Let Them Lead, Unexpected Lessons in Leadership from America's Worst High School Hockey Team, the #1 hockey book in America, the number 40 business management book in America, and climbing as we speak. Woo. John, I mean, just instant success, my friend.
Yeah, only 2 years for an instant success, as we know, of course. Braylon, how's that work? Michigan State game, big game, overnight success took about 15 years, right?
I'm trying to tell you, Little League getting yelled at by coaches trying to figure it out. A tough father who played in Ann Arbor, so it was a lot went into it.
I know, Stan.
Didn't you know? You know.
Hey, John, but before we dip into the book, I want to ask you your thoughts. If you have had any Derek Jeter encounters in your life or any Derek Jeter stories. We were just talking about leadership and Bill Freehand telling Jeter he's got to sign with the Yankees. He can't come to Michigan even though he wants to come to Michigan. Have you ever had any, in all your travels and all of your Michigan history, had any encounter with Jeter?
Well, yeah. First of all, Bill Freehand was my favorite player, so rest in peace. Times, great guy, as everybody met him will tell you. I was number 11 playing catcher at 4'10", because Bill Freehand had no business. So there's that with Bill Freehand. Clearly, bleeds made him blue. So he says that you have to take it seriously. I've met Jeter a few times through the Yankees. Always gentlemanly, on point. As you said, from Ann Arbor, of course, the conversation worked up. Met him during the Yankees. When I met him, Drew Henson was a big name in 2002, down in Tampa where they trained for work. And I kept on asking everybody the story. I was curious. Everything's the same thing. Oh, the pop off the bat, Just as the guys from Moneyball talking about, the pop off the bat. That pop was the ball hitting the catcher's mitt. So if you're not hitting the ball, God bless you, Henson. One else after the album. Those are my Derek Jeter, first class act.
Let me take a timeout, Maz. What are you saying?
We got some audio difficulties.
I got some audio problems. We're gonna take a pause. We hate the audio problems.
Let's hear you now, Johnny. You talk to us.
I'm turning off my phone. Does that help?
There you go. Yes. Look at that.
There it is.
So I did catch a lot of that though, John, with Drew Henson. But let me get to the book because
I'll keep it short. Derek Jeter, class. That's all you got to know.
Yeah, right. I want to get to the book because you know, to me, this is a book about leadership, and we were talking about Derek Jeter, what makes great leaders, and this story, this marriage between what you call the worst hockey player in the history of Ann Arbor, getting with the worst hockey team ever.
That is a match
in
right
the
there,
country.
buddy.
You want to talk about a match made in heaven? Actually, it kind of turned out that way.
It actually did, despite the contrary. But yes, none of that is hyperbole. The team was 0-22-3 when I took over. Some website had them ranked last of 1,000 teams nationwide. We had teams in California ahead of us. Pissed me off, but hey. And who they hired? This guy, the worst player in school history, not false modesty. I still hold the record run. Most games in a year on uniform, 86, the fewest goals, 0. I play forward. You can't spin this. So, a coach with no goals, a team with no wins. Yes, there's the combination we're looking for right there. But it worked. One reason it worked, this applies to what we're talking about with baseball, with Braylon being on the show, of course. Look, on bad teams, nobody leads. Good teams, coaches lead. On great teams, everybody leads. And that's what we try to get going. We did. Once you get that going, man, the sky's the limit. And 3 years later, we're at 17-25. Very hard schedule. Best in the school history. 4 in the state, 53 in the nation. We passed 95% of the teams along the way. Not because I scored any more goals as a coach, I did as a player. So give the players all the credit. They deserve it.
But John and Braylon, you could speak to this too about, you know, no matter what team you're on, if you're on a high school hockey team, if you're on a college football team, a pro team, you know, people want to be led. And it is about, you know, finding that motivation in accountability and things like that John's writing about here, and just the real world examples of being on a team that craves, needs, and wants leadership.
Yeah, human nature is to be led. Like, human nature is to find out, seek out their leaders, and once they find a good leader, to follow behind them, and then it allows them to be a loyal soldier, or to fight and get purpose and make things easier for them. So, like, Michigan is like that. Like he says, like, when you have a team that's successful, like, I think the best team I was on at Michigan, John, was, I think, my junior year. My junior year, we lost to, we smacked Notre Dame 38-0. We lost to Oregon out at Autzen Stadium, which is loud.
The crown on the field.
For 55,000 people, like, they're only 55,000. They're louder than a lot of schools. And then we end up losing to Iowa in Iowa. Both of those should have been wins. But on that team, John Navarre was a leader. Like, John was a guy that was thrust into playing early when Drew got hurt. You mentioned Drew Henson. When Drew Henson got hurt, John had to play early in 2000. So he knew how to lead. We had guys on that defense. Like, we had young leaders too. We had Marlon Jackson, who was All-American as a freshman. He came back his junior year. We moved him back. We moved him to safety. We had leaders that could lead, but everybody, like, led. Like, we were policed ourselves, and that's another thing too, is like policing yourselves. Like, when coaches when they trust their players, they let them police themselves. Like, we would deal with issues like when guys were messing up, like guys were not going to class, or guys were coming to practice, you know, like overly boozed, and you could smell it. Coach didn't have to do nothing. Like, we would make those guys run. We wouldn't hang out with those guys. We would tell them they were off limits. So when you have guys in a good team, like, they police themselves, and I think that's that leadership quality that coaches kind of look for.
And John, that's that accountability you speak of.
Braylon's got it exactly right, of course. All good teams basically function this way. And too often it's the dictator way. That ain't working anymore. What also doesn't work anymore is corporations that give you beanbag players and good teams. Hey, that's great. It ain't going to work anymore. So what you got to have is them, exactly as Braylon said, policing themselves, not wanting to disappoint the coaches. And really, I mean, I can yell at the kids if I want. But when Mike Henry, the captain, he's a popular guy in high school, and he tells you to get, guess what? The coolest guy in high school is to get in line. You got to listen to that guy. Braylon's a senior and a hot shot, all-American receiver. He tells you, hey, get in line, kid. That's different than the coaches saying. So we had what we called layers of leadership. A head coach, assistant coaches, captains, seniors, juniors, sophomores, and so on. We had a name for those who led by example. call them sophomores. So all that means is you know your job. That means you get a uniform. That's all that means. So junior year, you know your job, do your job, go have a your job too. Senior year, know your job, do your job, know everyone else's job, and help them do their job better. It's exactly what Braylon's talking about. He's a senior.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. Talking with John Bacon. I think for me, it was that lead by example. But you have to learn how to lead by example. Like, my sophomore year, I had 1,000 yards. But coming off that and trying to lead because I'm going into my junior year, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know how to lead.
That's awesome to admit too, by the way.
I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And then I didn't always want to be that guy to be accountable. Like, I wasn't the guy that was going to finish first in all the sprints and the mile and a half. I hated the mile and a half. I hated the bags. I love lifting, but outside of that, it was the little things. I wasn't always going to watch the film. I wasn't putting in extra time on the jugs. Junior year, I got better at it, but also at the same time, now I'm balling. So now I'm lazy. now I'm like lazy, but I'm balling, so I'm like struggling. But then it was my senior year where I actually learned. I said, it doesn't matter to like the mile and a half. Like the freshman needs to see. Like Mike Hart needs to see you win that mile and a half. Like Adrian Arrington needs to see you win the bass. They need to see you. Like I think when a coach wins is when a coach knows he has a team that his players are more afraid of letting their players down than the coach. When you have that going on, you are bound to be Nick Saban, you are bound to be Clemson, Dabo Swinney. Like that's when you're gonna go over the top. Ohio State is when the coach knows his players are more afraid of letting them other players down than him.
John, that's how it sounds for the hockey team there in Ann Arbor that you were coaching too.
Oh, that's exactly it. Look, if we had too many penalties, I brought out what we called the chair. And that is the chair at center ice. Whoever got the penalty, I'd say number 17, Danny Sheldon. We've talked about this. He uses 2 minutes hooking. He sits in the chair, and everyone else, including the coaches, we skate full blast all the way down, hit the glass, come on back, full blast. And the next guy, for 6, Chris Conk, 2 minutes slash. You do that for 12 or 13 penalties, guess what? I don't have to say a damn thing because they're already so mad at the guy in the chair, and the guy's already feeling guilty that he knows what to do next. So it enforces itself, and that's what Braylon's talking about.
Talking to John U. Bacon, he is a New York Times bestselling author. The book is Let Them Lead, Unexpected Lessons in Leadership from America's Worst High School Hockey Team, climbing the ranks in all of these.
I gotta read this book.
Oh, man. And I love, John, one of the reasons why I'm so into this book and so into you, and don't take that the wrong way, is that I'm fascinated with what makes somebody a great leader and what makes somebody have the ability to get people to follow somebody's lead. It's a human psychology almost. We talk about it with Dan Campbell with the Lions. Like, I want to run through a wall for this guy. It is part of, being the coach in Ann Arbor. You never asked your hockey team to do something that you weren't willing to do yourself. I mean, these things are
or that
so
you hadn't done already.
These things are so crucial, I think,
except for scoring.
Yeah, right. These things are so crucial to be good leaders.
Except that one.
And have people learn to follow you or want to follow you. But, John, I can't let you get out of here without a thought on the Michigan Wolverines. 1-0, injury to Ronnie Bell. Obviously, I think it puts a damper on some of it a little bit, especially for him. But just your overall thoughts. Jim Harbaugh 1-0 in 2021.
Well, first of all, the heartbreak of Ronnie Bell, having a lights out first half. You can see how good this guy is, how hard he's worked. And as Braylon knows, these guys worked 9 months to get that one chance. So all you put into it, you heartbreak effect. But the team itself looks very strong. Could not have been much better open. The weird part is, what the hell did Washington do against Montana? I guess they're missing receivers, of course, but man, with that offensive line, it shouldn't matter too much. So that's going to be a harder game now, I think, because they're going to come in ticked off, of course, and now you have less to play for. So, but so far, so good. I think the key to this team has been the assistant coaches. He's changed 6 out of 10, obviously. Ron Bellamy, is going to connect with his players. Michael Hart, one of Braylon's old teammates, that guy can connect with his players. And you get that going. The body language looks different on the field right now. So it seems to me they're about as poised as they have been yet. Doesn't count for a whole hell of a lot till you start playing the Washingtons and Michigan State and so on. But so far, so good, and the team does look and feel different than last year. We'll see how far it goes.
And it's crazy. You talk about Mike Hart. Ron Bellamy actually was a teammate of mine. He actually was my recruiting visit host. Like, Ron drove me around, and to this day, we're best friends. And I remember him listening to his Louisiana music in the car. He had a Ford Focus, and he was listening to all his New Orleans Third Ward music. I was like, what the hell?
Who's this guy?
I'm from up north. What the hell is this guy? But it wasn't Master P. It was like some deep South, like Louisiana. I was like, man, turn this off. He said, listen, you're a yap. I can't tell you what that means out loud, but I learned what a yap meant when I got to Michigan.
Oh, man, I don't know. I want to know.
It's just a freshman. You can't say nothing as a freshman. Just shut up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, guys, I implore anybody watching this or listening to this to get the book. It is a great read, and it is something that will make you better in your life, in my opinion. I'm a big fan of yours, John Bacon, and thanks so much for the time here on Woodward Sports Network.
I appreciate that. One quick thing. Dan Shaughnessy of the Boston Globe said over the weekend, it is Ted Lasso meets Mighty Ducks. There's your story right there.
That's my favorite show.
Yeah, that's you.
Ted Lasso's my favorite show.
Guess who?
Jason Sudeikis is amazing. Oh, my God. That's my favorite show.
Ted Lasso meets the Mighty Ducks. There you go.
I'm sold.
Buy the book anywhere books are sold. John Bacon, one of the best.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Hey, go blue, man, always. Appreciate it.
You bet. Awesome stuff, man. Isn't that great?
That was great.
But again, fascinating to me just about leadership, man. And it's just, I'm just so intrigued by the topic, because what makes, especially in the field of athletics, right? I mean, as a player, as somebody who's sitting here, we were just talking about Derek Jeter. Two things I think of: championships and leadership. Michael Jordan, leader. Dan Campbell, guy hasn't coached a regular season game in the NFL yet. What are we saying? Leader. I mean, just you want to surround yourself with guys like that.
Hey, sidebar to Jeets. His first hit was a home run. His last hit was a game-winning RBI.
Unbelievable. His 3,000th hit was a home run, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Before we go to break, with that leadership deal, I think the thing that makes a good leader, I think the thing that helps, you have to have this, is you can't lead everybody the same way. Like, it's just like coaching. You can't coach everybody the same way. Like, you can't make a player as a leader. You can't make him fit into exactly what you do. Like, you can't make him do things exactly the way you do and fit into his game. You have to be able to accept what he does and how he does it, and kind of let him do that, but follow like the basic construct.
And forget about sports for a second. I mean, related to your own job, you know who's a leader? And I'm not just saying this because we work here. Chad Johnson. Yeah. The owner of this network, owner of Lady James.
Know when he's here.
Yeah, no, I mean, seriously. I mean, people just kind of gravitate to him because of the way he treats his people.
Yeah.
The way he puts you in, because he's going to give you everything you can, everything in his power for you to succeed, for you to take the credit, for you to be a part of it, for you to make the money, for you to do. And I think people like that are very special.
When someone takes care of you consistently, and you're taken care of, that person or that individual is going to put you in the best positions to succeed, to have success, to be an intricate part of your show or whatever it is that you want to do. Consistently, he's there or she's there. In this case, it's Chad. You don't mind when that person challenges you, like yells at you or make you step your game up or add some adversity, and gets you riled up a little bit and gets under you, ruffles your feather to keep you wanting more, to keep you in the pursuit of greatness. And you don't mind it because he's shown you that he's there for you. He's shown you
because of the intent.
Yeah, and he's consistent.
Right.
He's consistently there for you, and you feel good.
I just love it. I just love it.
Shout out to Chad Johnson.
Shout out to Chad Johnson today.
All right.
We love you guys. I'm gonna do this a little bit of a downer story next. It's got to do with ESPN's Todd McShay, and we just wish him the best. But it is newsworthy. We'll let you know what he's going through. We'll do that coming up next. This is Armani and Edwards, Woodward Sports Network.
Would you like to win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time?
Then watch as we turn this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
Watch the Call Sam Chopper Shop on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Papa Romano's. I'm late on my.
Oh, look at that! Look at those! Look at those banana peppers.
You don't need that paper to tell you how good you like it.
Dude, look at those
pizza.
banana
You know what? The heck with the paper.
Yeah, you love this pizza.
We're throwing the paper out. Listen, Papa Romano's pizza, man. 50 years in the game. I love it. I've been eating it since I was a kid. I remember going to Blockbuster Pizza and Papa Romano's right there on 9 Mile in Livernois. I'm trying to tell you, that Greek pizza is everything. Feta, olives, banana peppers. Just look at it. The crust is so good. And don't sleep on the wings, the pitas, the Caesar salad, the Italian salad. I love it all. Everything that they make is ready, man. It's fresh to serve. And get yours now or go wherever you want to pick it up. But go to paparomanos.com or go to your neighborhood Papa Romano's. That was without the paper bag.
Man,
that's how you do it.
Does that look like $1 million?
You know what? Today I'm getting a Papa Romano's pizza on the way home.
You gotta do it.
It's settled.
Well, considering I ditched you on our
I wasn't even gonna bring that up.
Well, I felt so bad, you know.
You saw I only gave you an emoji?
No, yeah. So I texted Braylon this morning, like at 8:30. We're supposed to go out after the show and do something. And these kids are just giving my wife a handful, and I just feel like an obligation. And she didn't pressure me to do nothing. She's like, "Have fun tonight," and I just feel like an obligation to go.
So you got the okay and you ditched me?
I did.
What is wrong? I stayed up till 4 a.m. for you.
Oh now we're gonna do that.
I stayed up till 4 a.m. The Guns N' Roses concert. It doesn't mean anything.
Oh man,
I didn't know Nicole gave me the okay.
The worst person in the world.
It's officially over, man. Hey, Alex, Fish, Maz, we're going on after this. The heck with this guy.
It was a half-hearted okay. I don't need an okay to go out. I mean, I'm just trying
Apparently you do.
I don't need no okay to be going out with my friends.
Hey, listen. Don't let us get you in trouble at home.
I'm just trying to do the right thing.
Don't try to put the big trousers on now. Where were those big trousers this morning?
Listen, I would have made you go out tonight if I hadn't go. I have to go and referee my kids' volleyball game at Bishop Foley.
This is where we need to be at. No one told us about
We're going to Bishop Foley
tonight. Bishop Foley
now you can go
somewhere. Not Bishop Sycamore?
No, not Bishop Sycamore. Bishop Foley.
Good one, Fish. When I was on AAU team, we used to practice at Bishop Foley. Isn't it all 14 right behind the Outback Steakhouse?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a beautiful gym.
Oh, man.
Matt Foley is funny. We had a player on our team that went to Bishop Foley. His name was Matt Foley.
And Bishop Sycamore, that's a dynamite drop in there,
Monty.
Fish. Very good, very good. Guys, ESPN's Todd McShay, one of the most popular figures, I would say, at ESPN, on a list of probably the top 12.
It's Mel Kiper Jr.
Yeah. I think he's the best draft analyst going for about the past 5 years.
Yeah, I was going to say 5, 6 years.
5, 6 years.
Says he's stepping away for health and family reasons. Here's McShay's tweet. I'm going to take some time away to focus on my health and my family. Thank you, ESPN, for being so supportive, for all the well wishes. I cannot wait to be back on the sideline soon. This after, got to show it to you, man. Don't want to, but he was the sideline reporter on the Alabama game this week.
It's very low. It's a bad cut, but nonetheless. You can see he's not looking like himself.
Not 100%.
He's struggling.
They go to the graphic almost immediately within 8-9 seconds of the situation. And
it happened last year as well. And this is probably a better cut for you to understand what he's kind of going through. Check this one out.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at offensively what they've always done, Paul Chris understands like the pre-snap motions and everything that you want to do. But when you have a quarterback like Mertz, it's different.
Be done with the cut. Everybody gets it. No, everybody understands. Be done with the cut. You know, just we wanted to show it to you a little bit to give you a sense of what he's going through. I hate these stories.
Me too.
You know, I just hate them. I wish him nothing but the absolute best. Everybody out there can say whatever they want about, you know, making fun of the guy. How could you do this? Whatever. People have problems. They're human beings at the end of the day. And God bless Todd McShay God bless his family, and God bless ESPN.
Yeah, for being supportive.
For being supportive of that. And we just, I personally, and I know we all do, wish Todd McShay the best. And just these videos that, look, I was telling Braylon earlier, you know, we
people are mean.
We come out here every
say
day.
Say it again, Maz.
People are very
We come out here every day, and some days we have great show. We try every day. This has been our 4th week together, I think.
August
we
13th.
try every day to prepare and execute a flawless show for you.
Yeah.
And for ourselves. You know, we really like doing this show, and in the preparation.
Hours on text.
Yeah, I mean, all
Group
night
text.
at 10 at night, midnight, 2 in the morning. All night we're texting each other, preparing to execute a good show. And you know what? Sometimes you just don't have a good segment. Sometimes you just don't have a good show. The only problem is when you do what Todd McShay does, or when you do what we do, everybody knows when you have a bad day at work.
Yeah.
You know, everybody can
100%.
see it. Everybody can talk about it. And I'm not saying that you know, we're whatever, but it's just such the field itself is such an out there to be talked about, to be seen field that everybody can have an opinion about it. And as far as Todd McShay goes, God bless you, Todd McShay. I hope your family is supportive. It sounds like they are, and ESPN is as well.
I still have nightmares about when Joe Willie Namath was on the sidelines and Susie Colbert was doing that interview.
I want to kiss you.
I want to kiss you. I mean, he was going through a bad time in his life at that point. A divorce, his kids separated from him. It was a bad time for him. He got drunk. The producer never should have let him on there, but they did. Susie did a phenomenal job. Phenomenal job by Susie Colbert to get through that thing.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. And you know what? She saved the bacon for him. Really, she truly did. And you know, he's much better off now. He's in a better place. But you know, I feel bad, man. People, like you said, people go through things.
Me and Joe Namath actually exchanged words. Like that,
Really?
we exchanged words because that would have been that season was the 2009 season. I think that
forget
happened.
the year.
Yeah, I think it happened in 2009 or 2008. In 2010, when I was with the New York Jets, got a DUI after the second game of the season. We had just beat the Patriots. You know, and you can look it up online, et cetera. It's not about that. He made a comment about my DUI to the press. He got interviewed the week going into the next game against Minnesota. Like, you know, our players can't be out here, you know, getting DUIs. And it's just not a good look for the team. And he said more. And so they brought it to me. You know how the locker room is. Like, they're
Especially
vicious,
in New York,
especially in New York. And I was like, is that coming from Joe Namath? Is that the same drunk old man that tried to kiss Susie Colbert, you know, at halftime or at the end of the game on Monday Night Football, live TV? And
Good for you.
So they told him that. And so then I think the next time I saw him was a Monday night game. It was in Minnesota. He said, I heard what you said about me. He said, I heard what you said about me. I said, I heard what you said about me. He was like, they're always twisting our words. And like he immediately just dispelled like any tension. He was like, they're always twisting our words. And because he was Broadway Joe and because he came that way, like I was immediately saying, I was like, I know they're always twisting our words. And he was like, go out there and kick some butt. I was
Good
like,
for you.
Good, Brad.
Well, but he came at it too. Like, you could tell, like, he didn't know how to apologize. He knew he effed up. He didn't know how to apologize. That was his way of apologizing. And I was like, you know what? I get it. I said, man, let's do it. Like, he's a legend. I'm a legend. We all make mistakes.
As a general rule of thumb, and this is perhaps the wisest thing I will tell you today. As a general rule of thumb, never judge a man by his worst moment.
No.
And if you could live by that, you're better off for it. We'll take a break. Come right back. It is going to be the videos of the day.
I love you, man.
Wise words, buddy.
Armani
I love you.
and Edward. I love you.
That was good.
I love
It's
you.
a good segment.
Both.
I love you guys.
Woodward Sports Network.
I love you.
Opa, introducing Papa Romano's new Greek pizza, a tasty blend of bold Greek flavors and Mediterranean toppings, including feta cheese and Greek dressing. Get a large Greek pizza for a limited time for $16.99. Order now at paparomanos.com.
Hey, everybody. Want to get an advantage over your sports book? Of course you do. That's a dumb question. You need to download BetQL right now, the only app you'll need to make smart bets. BetQL's best bet computer, it scans 350,000 unique bets per year to give you the best recommendation for every game, and they give you the reason behind it. Plus, their platform has all the data and analytics you need. Head to the App Store right now or Google Play. Head to download BetQL. Download BetQL to get started now and enter WSN at checkout. Get 25% off any of their subscription offerings. Make sure to check out the special offer in the video description in order to receive a free year of BetQL. Don't miss out on the chance to beat your sportsbook this football season. BetQL.
Hey, you know, Maz, you're always giving me stuff for reading. Like, what's up with that, man? I threw my papers up in the air. I didn't read, and here you are reading. You're my leader. You're my idol. What are you doing?
It's only the fourth time I've read this one.
Okay.
Can you give me a chance to get my feet wet?
My apologies.
Thanks,
all right, Jared Goff, you got to pay.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, videos of the day. Guys, halftime at Michigan Notre Dame. This is 2013. Eminem
I was there.
In the booth with Brent
check
and
these
Kirk.
eyes out.
How great is this?
What a pleasure for Herbie and me to introduce Marshall Mathers. Some of you may know him as Eminem, but he's going to join the Saturday night crew with our music intro starting next Saturday night. But folks, I want to take you to the world premiere of one of his new videos called Berserk. Ruben, who was helping produce that with you, Marshall, when you did that?
Yeah, sorry. Live TV. Live TV freaks me out a little bit.
No.
Yes, I'm sorry. What was the question?
That was Mr. Rubin, one of the all-time greats producer. Huh? How long does it take you to shoot a video like that? How many takes and how many hours?
Sometimes it's usually like a 2-day process. Sometimes it can go to 3. It's a lot of takes. It's a lot of sitting around waiting, but it's cool. I mean, if the video comes out,
this is the most uncomfortable interview ever.
You want to take it a break?
Yeah, what's it? You got to be in shape too. But stay
passing it to Musburger. Hey, why did Kirk keep passing it to Musburger?
And seriously, is there anybody better? I challenge you,
Brent,
to find me somebody better than Brent friggin' Musburger.
You are looking live.
Period.
Yeah, my favorite thing, like we would always.
I mean, besides Keith Jackson, of course.
Whoa, Nelly.
Whoa, speaking of Whoa, Nelly, I'll wait on that one.
Yeah, you will. He's not at that game, by the way.
Yeah,
he's not at your game.
So on the one that we're gonna show?
No, he doesn't do that game.
Oh,
you'll hear it.
Call it.
Anyway, what I was gonna say is, whenever we would look at the schedule, we would always look to see who was covering our games. In Michigan, we play a lot of ABC games, so whenever I would see Musburger and Danielson, I'm like, yes, it's touchdown time.
Oh, I love it.
It's touchdown time.
I mean, Gary Danielson to me, I mean, just one of the
Purdue
best
quarterback.
to ever do it, man. One of the best to ever do it. Go ahead, Maz. Here you go. Set it up.
All right, I'm going to give you one more before we get to break. All right? Last night at the U.S. Open in New York.
Yep.
Check out this dad in the audience who became an instant hero to his little boy. Check it out.
Got to see it.
Oh, like it.
Oh. Look at the kid.
Look at his face of the little guy.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Look at that kid's face.
So great.
His dad, in his eyes, will forever be Superman.
Oh, man.
That is great. He just stuck it, too.
I mean, front row seats, too.
Watch the stick. Look at Andy Levitt there, like Odell. I just want to let you know I can do this.
That's coming at 100+ miles an hour, that serve.
Jeez.
Not bad. All right, let's go to 2002.
Here it
is. Let's go to the big house. The ABC Game of the Week.
Ago.
Who's calling it?
Somebody up here on the dais got a first touchdown catch
20 years
in this
ago.
one. Let's check out Washington and Michigan. They'll revisit this week. Check this one out.
Sanderson now checks in as a fullback. On first down, just outside the 45. Nice play fake by Navarre. Might want it all. Deep ball's got a man and got him. Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Speaking of
Ron Bellamy.
Watch Chris knock me down.
This is the offense that the Michigan fans were looking for. The further it went last year.
How about that, huh?
I got a little choked up, man.
Dude, I gotta ask you seriously, and I got a couple minutes left of the show. When you see that, I got goosebumps just now. Like when you see this, Like, what goes through your mind?
That one choked me up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, usually you see when I get excited, like I'm always rah-rah and I'm yelling, but that one, it take me back. That was 20 years ago. You know,
Man.
I always wanted to go to Michigan. My father played at Michigan. You know, I loved Michigan growing up. I was a Michigan boy, amazing blue, bleed blue to this day. I'll fight anybody that talks about Michigan except me. But that was it. Like, I scored my first touch. Like, I scored a touchdown. Like, it was like the dream's over. It was like I wanted to get there. I got there. Freshman year didn't go great. Sophomore year, fought through it. Get a start against Washington. You know, great game. This is our get-back game because they beat us the year before. You know, 45-yard post route.
And so good.
And it was, it's still a big memory.
But that game, that was only the beginning of the game when you guys had the lead. You lost the lead late in this game. Let's go to Brad Nessler late in this game at the Big House.
Is this the fumble?
Bellamy just kind of gave him a pat and said, hey, don't worry about the first two. It's the third time that's a charm. 5 seconds left in the football game. If he misses it, 9th-ranked Washington gets out of the Big House with a big win. If he hits it, he is a hero in Michigan for years to come. Grabs from 44 for the Michigan win. Kick on the way. He might have it. He's got it.
There it is.
Grabs.
Michigan
Bellamy.
Look at Neuheisel.
Rick Neuheisel.
Oh, my God. Mike saying?
Unbelievable.
So here's the interesting thing about Phil Brab's kick right there. Phil Brabs missed 2 kicks in the first half. He missed, I don't know the distance.
34 and 42.
So the 34-yarder was the one right before the half, okay? And it's literally right before the half. It was the last kick of the half. Time right now. He was on the left upright. He was on left hash. He kicked the ball so far left that it ended up hitting the corner. You know where the brick makes the circle? He hit the corner where the brick is. Like, that's how far it was. So then in the third quarter, we had Troy Nienberg come out. Troy Nienberg was actually my training camp roommate my freshman year. So we bring Troy Nienberg on. He misses a kick terrible. So we go back to Brabs for the game-winning field goal. Like, can you just imagine what we were feeling on the sideline? We were like, oh, my God. I didn't even look. Like, I did the typical, like, come on. Did he make it? What? He made it. Ah!
You're just waiting for the crowd to go.
Yeah, I was like,
oh, man. So good, guys.
Yeah. Rematch this Saturday night at the Big House.
Can't wait. Guys, this is so great. Tomorrow we've got some NFL football.
Let's do it.
Are you kidding me? Season opens up tomorrow. We'll talk about
Tampa
the
and
Bucs
Cowboys,
and the Cowboys.
TB12.
Should the Cowboys even be playing in
Hell no.
Could you ever imagine in your life that Tom Brady would be playing pro football in the year 2021? My goodness.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
He didn't even think that.
I love you, man.
Love you, buddy.
Maz, you're okay
I'm
with
mad
me.
you stiffed me on the... you stiffed me on the...
No, I did not. No, don't do that.
I'm just joking.
We'll see you tomorrow. Woodward Sports Network. Love you, Maz, too.
Peace.
Just imagine. Imagine if how you looked at baseball at age 10 never changed. The wonder, the hopes, the dreams. Even as the ballparks grew bigger, the lights brighter, the pressure greater. This is the storybook career of Derek Jeter.
Holy cow, his first home run.
At 10, he dreamed he would play shortstop for the New York Yankees. He played 20 seasons for them. 14 All-Star selections, 5 Gold Gloves, 3,465 hits, and now, to make the dream complete, induction into the Baseball Hall of Fame.